Okay, so what I'm going to show you right now is how to do an assignment that we will have quite frequently in our class using a Google Doc, but then how to submit it with one easy click of a button. And that way you don't have to upload anything, you don't have to attach anything, it's automatically done for you. So our assignment for today is that's due for a grade is Principles of Democracy CSI assignment. So notice how on our task list number 2 here, and we went to modules, and we look in our Unit 1 module, Principles of Democracy, and we find Principles of Democracy task list number 2. All of these assignments here, even the ones in black, are linked. So if it's underlined here, that means it's linked. You can click on it and it'll take you right there. Now, assignment 1 is going to be graded and turned in. That's what you have to get done, bare minimum. These other 2 are for you to work on and complete. If you are all caught up, all your assignments are done, and you're done with our famous people of color assignment number 1. Okay. But if you are not done with those other assignments, or if you take most of the hour to do this, then so be it. But you're going to click on Principles of Democracy CSI assignment. And it says click here to open the Google Doc where you'll complete this assignment. So we're going to click here and it'll ask you to make a copy. And this will automatically put a copy into your Google Drive. And it's automatically titled for you. And you can take out the copy of if you want. If you just want to title it CSI Principles of Democracy, that's fine. We went through the 5 principles of democracy. So I'm going to go back to I'm going to create another tab here. So I'm going to right click and hit duplicate. And in modules, there is, at the top of every unit, there will be a link that says Principles of Democracy, or whatever the name of the unit is, resources. And it's in all caps. So you click on that and it will give you the notes. And this is what we went over last week. So if you click on Principles of Democracy notes, all 5 principles of democracy are right here for you. They're even numbered, it's color-coded, beautiful, right? There's also a video on this page here where I went through and I verbalized these notes. So if you're an auditory person and you want to listen to these notes as I talk about them, you can do it that way. Or we talked about how you can download the Read Aloud Chrome extension. If you want it read to you, you can just click on that if you downloaded that onto your device. But let's go back to the Google Doc. So with each of these, popular sovereignty, representative government, rule of law, individual rights, and separation of powers and checks and balances, you are going to create a concept, a sentence, and an image for each one. Okay? So what I mean by that is, so for popular sovereignty, you're going to think, what's one word that comes to mind? Or it can be 2 or 3 words, but I'm going to say no more than 3 words. And that's what I mean by that is if you put them together in a short phrase. Okay? So if we look at our notes here, popular sovereignty, I'm going to ask myself, what words come frequently here? I see the word people a couple of times. So that's going to be my word. I'm going to type the letter C down below here, and I'm going to write the word people. So when I think of popular sovereignty, the word people is what comes to mind for me. I'm also going to ask that you color code your answers in red. So wherever you're writing your own answers, highlight it, or select it, go up to the text bar here, and where it has the letter A, that's for text color, choose the color red. All right, it's nice and easy to see. It stands out so that way I can see where your writing is versus where the assignment writing is. Now the next thing is an S, which stands for sentence. Okay, so you're going to either explain what popular sovereignty is in your own words, or correctly use it in a sentence. Okay, so as I look back at my notes, I'm looking here and I say, okay, Mr. Chapman says, popular sovereignty means the people are in charge. Well, you can't use that same exact phrase on your assignment here. So you might write a sentence and say popular sovereignty. And the nice thing about Google here is if it thinks it knows what you're going to write, and if that's true, just hit the right arrow and it will automatically type it for you, save some time. So popular sovereignty means the people get to choose. Okay, so it's not exactly the same, but it's the same idea that I have here in my notes. Again, please do not ever plagiarize or copy someone else's work without giving it credit. It will not be accepted. And later on down the line in high school and in college, it can cost you credits. It can get you kicked out of a course. Now, the last thing is an image. So you're going to need to find an image. And that's just a simple Google search for the concept of popular sovereignty. So if you just go into Google, type in popular sovereignty, and then choose images instead of all the web, You can choose any one of these. So some of you might say, oh, I like this one because this reminds me of the Black Lives Matter symbol. And really, the clenched fist there is a symbol for unity, because 5 fingers spread out don't really do as much work or are not as strong as if you bring them together. So any of you who are like weightlifters, when you lift weights, what do? You don't lift necessarily with all your fingers spread out. You kind of clench them as you grab the bar or the dumbbell or whatever it is. So I'm going to right click here and click save image, or I'm sorry, copy image. And then I'm just going to right click and then paste it into my Google Doc, and I'm done with popular sovereignty. That's really all you need to do, okay? The only part where you need a complete sentence is for the sentence, all right? The concept is just 1 or 2 words, and then the image is just an image. So you're going to do the same thing for representative government, for rule of law, for individual rights, and so forth. And you might want to just type in the letters CSI for all these and then highlight it all and choose red. And then you can just highlight that and copy and paste below all the other spots as well. So you know how to do that. Now, how do you submit this easily? Here we go. So if you go into the assignment, go to submit assignment, and I would do it all on Google Docs first. But once you're finished, in fact, you're going to have to do it all first, go to text entry here. So right now it automatically selects file upload. You're not going to upload a file. I don't want you going through Google Drive. It's a lot easier if you go to text entry. And what you'll do is you'll click on this little blue V, and it says more external tools. So if you click on that, find Google Drive on here, not Google Apps, but Google Drive. And this is going to ask you what Google Drive do you want to choose it from. So this is mine. I'm going to choose select file because it's on mine. If it asks you to sign in, just sign in. But I'm going to go to select file, and I'm going to choose this one here. And it should pop up as the most recent thing you've done. So that's where if you do the Google Doc first, it should be the first one that pops up. You click on it, click add, and then click attach. And then bam, it's right there for you. Okay. Now, you'll notice that mine is not complete. And that's because I didn't complete my Google Doc. You'll want to finish your Google Doc first and then choose the more external tools button here and submit it that way. And then when you're done with all that and you've got all 5 completed, go to submit assignment. Now, what you'll want to make sure you do, you need to do them separated by principles of democracy. So don't do 5 C's in a row, don't do 5 S's in a row. It needs to be set up just like this. Okay, so make sure that you follow those directions, and that's how you're going to complete that particular assignment. Again, you'll just go into text entry here and choose the blue V, more external tools, go through Google Drive, and then attach your file that way. Okay.